Talk family, and welcome back to another episode of Talk the Talk. I'm your hostess Bechen, and joining me in studio today is Siobhan Engelbrecht, and she's the dealer principal at Classe Cars. She's also the owner of Classe Cars. So Siobhan's position entails working with a wide spectrum of people. She's all about people and believes that building successful relationships is integral, and I can vouch for that because Siobhan and I go back a long way. To lead a team, you'll need to earn the respect of your colleagues. To do this, you need to know how to effectively deal with people. She knows it's extremely important to set time aside to get to know team members on both a personal and a professional level through social activities or team building training, while still maintaining professional boundaries, and it will go a long way to earning their respect. So without further ado, let's welcome Siobhan. And as always, this interview is proudly brought to you by Sariti Solutions and Evo by Nedbank. Hello, Siobhan.
Hi, Desh. How are you?
Good. Isn't it amazing that we can sit here like friends and it's almost like we're just at home in our lounge?
I know, it's awesome that we can just sit here and chat, yes.
Siobhan, I know that you've been nominated again next year for the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards. We're already now interviewing for 2023, so congratulations for moving up to the finals.
Thank you, yes, thank you. I really appreciate that.
And it's well deserved because I know it's been studying towards your MBA,
yes.
And you've received awards recently, so we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But I think first and foremost, let's introduce you to our followers, and let's talk about where this journey began.
So it began when I finished school. I went and did my BCom degree, and from there just started coming into the family business, doing little odds and sods, learning everything, procuring stock just to get to know how it works and everything. And then eventually I did my RE5s, to do the F&I and stuff, and fully qualified F&I. And then eventually I started my MBA in 2020, but then lockdown happened, so I had to stop that for a bit. And then, eventually carried on with the MBA through MSX International and graduated in February this year.
Wow.
Yeah, top of the class.
I know, I follow you on Facebook, obviously, and we chat now and then, and I'm like, listen, you never have enough education. And you proof of that. You are a great example to young women as well, to set that example, to say education is key.
Yes, 100%. Yes, yeah.
So what's your opinion about our movement? I know that, and I know you love being a part of our network and empowering women. Yes. How do you feel about the growth and what's happened in the last few years?
It's so nice to see that the women are coming out in the motoring industry, because we're always put aside, we're not noticed, especially in the big franchise dealerships. You've just got, like we chatted about earlier, your service department and this, and the ladies are starting to come out, which is nice, so you don't feel too alone.
Right.
And I think it's a great movement. I think it's gonna turn around nicely for us women in the motor industry.
Oh, thank you. And why do you think women do well in the motoring trade?
Women are headstrong. We are all very headstrong. So, we'll push boundaries, we'll set it out for ourselves. I think that, headstrong. We're all very headstrong in the motor industry. And I think with more of us coming out in the motor industry to show, that there's women there, and hello, we would like to be recognized. It's becoming, the movement's great.
Siobhan, if you could do it all again, how would you plan your academic studies differently, especially for those young ladies that are aspiring to be owners of a dealership? And we want that. We want female ownership in the motoring trade. Maybe some advice for them.
Look, I didn't, when I started studying after school, didn't see myself in the motor industry. It was, get your BCom degree and branch off into something else. And obviously working half days and then going into varsity and all that stuff, I didn't think that I was going to end up in the motor industry. But then when I've landed here and it's a family business, and I didn't think that towards the end of the day I'd be owning it and taking over and everything. I don't think I would have changed anything from the beginning, because it was the path that was, supposed to lead me to it.
Yes.
Academically, I don't think I can go any further in studies. MSX International is for dealerships.
Yeah.
So further than that, yes, you can probably go and do something else, another course or whatever. But within the industry, that's the way to go.
But Siobhan, you just received an award. Tell me about it.
When I graduated in February, with the MSX International, you have to sort of restructure your whole dealership, business plans, financials, see what you can change and everything like that. And the night of the awards, very unexpectedly, you get a diploma, well, not a diploma, but a certificate, 2 certificates. And when they called up my name, I still thought that it was completely wrong. And I was the first woman to take it in 20 years.
Well done.
Franchise and men, and so it was a very big achievement for me.
So well done. That's and that's why you're sitting here, because we recognize the woman like yourself who achieved. So well done.
This is where I am.
Right. And what would you say is your greatest strength, especially in contribution to what you've achieved?
Look, my greatest strength, I'm a very sensitive person. I will admit it. I've got nothing to hide there. But the greatest strength of mine is the fact that you have to just keep positive.
Yes.
The days get you down.
Right.
The industry, everything gets you down. But if you look at the bigger picture and what you're actually working for and towards, the greatest strength there is you just gotta, just be headstrong.
Absolutely, and I'm going to contribute to that answer because I know you personally. So I would say your greatest strength is your determination, and she is a go-getter. For sure.
I try.
What is your ideal working environment? And I think this is an important question because Classe Cars does very well. You have a niche market, beautiful hand-picked cars, and that you've got to welcome your clients to a certain type of environment as well. And I think it all starts from the team to create that that beautiful working environment. So 100%. What is that perfect working environment?
The current working environment that we would have, it has to be professional, knowing your product, what we sell. We get a whole different type of client that comes into the showroom because of the type of vehicles we stock. So the working environment needs to be very professional, almost to a corporate level, which is what we're trying to push out there. When the clients are walking in there buying very expensive cars, they want to know that you know what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So our whole environment is very, very professional.
Absolutely. Now, Siobhan, we were talking off air about a funny situation where people come and buy Porsches from you. I'm like, there's a woman selling a Porsche. Tell me about that. Take me through that.
So, it's actually quite funny. I would, if somebody comes in to buy a Porsche, mainly males, so they'll come in and buy a Porsche and I'll approach them. I know the vehicle, you have to know your own stock. And they sort of like take a step back as if to say, you're a woman, you don't know much about this. But meanwhile, you do, because you've got to know what you're selling. So, they get taken aback a bit. I think they feel a bit intimidated.
Right.
Because, when you approach them and you say to them, I know this and this is the price and this is what's been done and all this type of stuff, they're sort of taken back and they're like, no, but what about this? And they try and catch you out. So, it becomes very, you giggle after a while and you actually just break the ice with the client to say, I know I'm a woman, but I do know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. And I think for many of the sales executives that are just starting out in the industry, I think on my page or on my following on Facebook, I think I have about 15,000 women that are already in the trade. So for them to understand that there is a way around this, it's important.
100%.
And I think what you said there is key, knowledge. Knowledge of your product and what you're selling is absolutely integral in terms of winning over their trust. So we're all trying to transition into the whole woman empowerment thing and equality, but we've got to play our part as women to make our male counterpart feel safe.
Yes.
Because they are making those big purchases.
100%, John. The
Absolutely.
clients have already done their homework before they research anything before
And they know
get
their
to you.
product. If a person is coming to buy a Porsche or a Ferrari
Yes.
and all the lovely cars you keep as in your stock, I mean, they already know what they're coming for.
That's why they're there, yes.
Yeah,
So they just want
absolutely.
that little bit of reassurance at the end of the day to be like, okay, they were right on their findings.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, Siobhan, you seem like an all-work lady, but you're not. How do you have fun? We need balance here.
Is that even a word? Do we even have that? Look, with working in the motor industry, it's a busy day. It's a busy day, and there's people, and you're speaking to hundreds of people a day, and you're running up and down. So the only way, you have fun is just to, when you get home, switch off completely. Go do something else. Take a drive, or go out with friends, and you have to completely switch off. It's that balance. Switch off when you get home. Tomorrow's another day. You can sort it out tomorrow. So,
Siobhan, what advice would you give to young women that wants to join the trade?
my advice would be, and I mean, I started there straight from school, is to keep learning.
Yeah.
Always keep learning. Knowledge is power.
Yes.
You don't know everything. Don't just walk in and expect, okay, I'm gonna know what I'm doing. I can sell this car, and it's not. You're gonna set yourself up for huge heartache.
Absolutely.
Keep learning. Keep learning from listen twice as hard as you speak.
So I think that was, the moral of the story of our interview today, knowledge.
Yes.
And knowledge is power.
100%.
And as I said, you're an example of that, because you've really furthered your studies. You haven't just said, oh, well, this was handed to me on a silver platter by my dad.
No.
It's
I
your
had
hand.
to work
Hey.
for it, yes.
Oh, what an amazing man. But you've learned from the best.
Yeah. I'm still learning.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't know
amazing.
everything.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still learning, and I learn something new every day.
Absolutely.
And you just take it in your stride. You have to learn.
Yeah, definitely. So congratulations again.
Thank you.
Is there anything you'd like to add to this discussion?
No, I think we've said what we needed to.
Okay.
With knowledge is power, and just keep going. Yes.
Absolutely, Siobhan. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
for
Desh, for
joining
having
me,
me.
and thank you for being in my corner always.
Always. That's what women are for.
Definitely.
Yes.
And thank you, viewers, for watching, commenting, and sharing our interviews and content. Our non-profit companies, the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, powered by MFC and Evo by Nedbank, and the Talk the Talk Studios, powered by Sariti Solutions, are aimed at recognizing and celebrating the women of motoring South Africa. We are not just telling stories, we are changing lives. Together we aim to empower and uplift the women of our trade. And for those of you that are searching for your new ride, please visit www.auto.evo.africa. We have thousands of vehicles on sale for you to choose from, and we only advertise on behalf of reliable and trustworthy MFC accredited dealerships. This car listing portal is incredibly user-friendly, and you can also find vehicle reviews and car maintenance tips and advice, all courtesy of Talk the Talk Studios. So ladies, by working on yourself on a regular basis, and I think that was one of the core, the fundamental of our discussion, working on yourself and improving yourself. But working on yourself on a regular basis, constantly, you will develop a strong, powerful belief in yourself. The more you create belief internally, the more it will reflect in your outer world. Spend time with people who support your belief, and don't waste time with those who are negative or don't encourage you. And remember that the question should never be who's going to let me. It should always be who's going to stop me.